What's up, YouTube? Pink Reaper here. Yes, you are seeing this again. I am doing yet another Let's Play. I've been talking about Mega Man Battle Network 3 a lot. I was talking about it a lot in my Let's Play that I uploaded a few days ago. I've been reading all the comments on it. I've just been really wanting to play it again. Because I'd been talking about it so much. So, here I am. I was gonna just throw it in my DS and play it myself while I was watching some vids, but then I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do it like I did with Kirby. If I'm gonna play it, I might as well share it with you guys. Oh. I waited on the opening the opening sequence too long. So this is gonna be a completely new run. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to 100% this game because for those of you who have played Mega Man Battle Network 3, you'll know there's actually two versions. This is the blue version I'm playing here. There is a white version, and you can't complete the game 100% unless you have both versions. Or rather, unless you have items from both versions that you can trade. So let's get in it. I'm not going to be reading this text. I'm sorry. There's a lot of text. You can read it. I'll let it scroll on the screen. If you really want to read it, I'll give you a little time with each one, but I'm not going to read all the text in this game. Alright, so here we are, we're in Scilab, one of the major areas of the game. That's me right there. You play as Lan in this game. So this is the new virus. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. Oh, right. So, in this game, you play as both Lan and Mega Man. You play in Lan in the overworld and Mega Man in the computer world, I should say. Lan doesn't really do much other than talk to people. And in fact, that's what I have to do here. I have to talk to everyone so I can... blah blah blah, net crime alert, net crime's up. Yes, I get it. I have to talk to everyone here so we can actually start the tutorial part of the game, the tutorial part that I hate. This is Yai, one of three of Lan's close friends. She always looks so happy when you see her. This is Male. She's Lan's love interest, I guess. And this is Dex, Lan's rival. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. He's the operator of Gutsman, which you might recognize if you've ever played any of the original Mega Man games. All of the net navies in this game are based off the original games. I don't think there's any based off of the X series. Unless you play Network Transmission on the GameCube, which has 0. Spoilers, I guess, if you've never played that game. Not that you should, it's not actually that good of a game. I have it, I've played it a lot, it's just not that good of a game. Here he's talking about how you can set regular chips. I'll get into that in a second. In fact, actually I'll show you that right now. So in this game, like I was saying, you play as Mega Man in the computer world, and unlike other games, you have these, which are battle chips. They're basically like cards. It's like a competitive card game for children that you can play. Each one has a specific amount of damage, specific range, what it can do, stuff like that. Like, for instance, the cannon only fires directly in front of you. It'll hit one enemy in front of you. It will not pierce any enemies behind them, and it will do 40 damage. As you can see, the chips are coded. This is cannon A, this is cannon B. We'll get into explaining that in the tutorial, like, right away. You can set a chip to always appear at the beginning of a battle, because the chips that appear at the beginning of a battle are always random. But you can always select one to always appear right at the beginning of the battle. As you can see how it says right next to the asterisk there, it says 4 MB. That is the memory required to set a chip to regular. You'll note up where it says folder and then 30 by 30. It says 4 MB. That's how much memory I have. That can be expanded later. But for right now, I can only set chips with 4 memory as my standard. Whoa! Don't want to get rid of that. So, that's a basic overview of the folder there. Who have I not talked to? Is it you? Is it you? Okay, yeah, it was her. So now we're going to be going through the tutorial of virus busting. This is the basic combat of the game. Oh, I have L and R set to the wrong buttons. Oh well. So this is an actual battle. The battle plays out on on two 3x3 grids. The enemy has a 3x3, I have a 3x3. He's just saying in order to fight viruses, you have to send chip data. Send chips to your Navi. I'm just going to ignore what he's saying, because I will be going over this on my own. Yes, as you can see, the viruses show their health right above them, so you can actually see how much health they have. So, as you can see, here's the actual basic chip folder, the chip screen. You start out being able to select from 5 chips at any given time. There's ways to expand on that, and we'll get in that later. These are the 5 chips I've gotten. In the tutorial, it will always be these. Like I was saying earlier, every chip has a code. If you want to select multiple chips, they either have to be the same type of chip, that is to say, I can select multiple cannons even if they have different codes, or they have to have the same codes. If I have a mini bomb A and a cannon A, I can use both of those. That will actually be explained in the next part of the tutorial, where they actually give me those. Blah blah blah. Yes, now he's talking about the custom gauge. That's the bar at the top there. When the custom gauge fills, you can press L or R, and that will reopen the chip menu, and it will have replaced the chips you've used with 2 more chips from your folder, or more chips from your folder, I should say. Okay, so there was that. As you can see, pretty easy to virus bust those. Those are basic Metwars right there. Met Guards, Metals, they change their names between games. Chips that have support effects. There are some chips that are only for support. They don't actually damage. He's talking about area grab right now. Blah 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 blah. Yes, he's talking about how notice that they have the same code, so even though they are different types of chips, I can use them at the same time. And he just mentioned asterisk codes there. Asterisk can be used with anything. So if you have S plus asterisk, you can use both of those. If you have X plus asterisk, you can use both of those. You cannot, however, use 3 codes. A, B, and asterisk won't work together. So this is Area Grab, a support chip. It takes the front 3 panels of the enemy area and adds them to yours, as long as no one is, nothing is occupying those panels. If there's an enemy in one of the panels, you'll only take whatever panels they're not occupying. Oh yeah, I do have a normal Buster attack. You can see me charging it right now. It takes a very long time to charge, and it only does 10 damage when fully charged. And it doesn't do a lot of damage. I'm only doing 1 damage right now. With my basic Buster. That can be upgraded later as well. This is a lot more in-depth than the Kirby Let's Play. I'll actually be talking about the game, because there's actually a lot of gameplay elements. So now he's talking about folder opening. Yes, this is where you use that little add button down there. Blah, 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 blah. I'm actually going to explain this myself. I don't need you to do it, old man. So here we have 3 recover 10 chips. You'll note that, again, they're the same chip, but they have different codes. But since they are the same chip, I can choose all 3 of them. If you hit add, rather than sending them to Mega Man, it'll just get rid of those 3 chips. And now we just have to wait until the custom gauge fills. Very exciting, right? I really wish this had gone faster in the tutorial. So now it's replaced those 3 chips, but also added 3 more chips to our custom menu. And it'll stay like that for the entirety of the battle. So if I were to use all 3 chips that they give me, and then have not beaten the Metars, and then gone to this custom screen again, I will have 8 chips to choose from again. So let's just go with this. Let's just get rid of them. Oh, and if you'll notice that sometimes I'm getting a little chime when I kill enemies, I'll get into that. I'll get into that when it I can actually do something with it. Until then, we'll just leave it as a mystery. What's up, yeah? Let's chat. Chat? Sure, okay. So, one of the weird things about this game is that it really seems like, despite the fact that it's apparently the future, the internet is actually a lot more difficult to use. Like, even basic things. Like, there Yai is saying she wants to chat with us. In order to chat, we have to... Well, I'll get to that when we get to it, but it's a lot more work than just, like, say, opening up Skype. Blah, 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 do your homework. So let's see here. So now we have to talk to the various people here. Let's talk to Yai. Let's meet in the park and decide when we'll chat. Hey Lan, did Yai tell you about our chat? Yes, yes, yes. And then mail. I can't wait for a chat tonight. So, as you can see, there's various areas around this game where you can jack in, and there are various areas where you cannot. So I can jack into this blackboard. Non-important, like non-story areas are always going to look like this. They're just large square areas, and they'll usually have one blue mystery data, which I just found. A blue mystery data is one-time use, and it's always predetermined what it is. This one is always a reg up 1, for instance. That will put my regular memory to 5, so now I can set chips to always appear if they have a memory of 5. I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to set one to my regular chip. It is going to be this chip for the time being. Attack plus 10. You can get in virus battles here. I say as it actually happens. So here you can see I set attack plus 10 to regular, and it came as regular. To use attack plus chips, you select a chip, and then you select the attack plus chips, and it will increase the attack of whatever chip they're under. If there's not a chip above these, they do nothing. And I will show this one off right now. Oh, waiting. As you can see, Meteors, I used a panel destroying chip. Meteor shockwaves cannot travel past holes. So if there's a hole in front of a Meteor, their attacks do nothing. Not a lot of choices here. Let's go ahead and add. I will probably not be showing all the battles that I get into. I'll just either edit those out or just like pause the recording or whatever. Just because, yes, they do get kind of boring. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, got it. Okay, so that flashing plus chime you see when I hit an enemy, that's a counter. It's when you hit an enemy when they're in their attacking animation. Cannon E. Yes, after a battle you get data. You either get a chip or you get money. And then you get a busting level depending on how well you do. In order to get an S rank busting level, you have to defeat all enemies on the screen at the same time, and you have to do it incredibly fast. But you see those 3 stars, those are for counter hits. For every counter hit you get bug frags. 1 counter hit gives you 1, 2 gives you 3, and 3 counter hits give you 8. Those will be useful later. You use those in specific traders to get very rare and powerful chips. I will be trying to do that as much as possible, because you need a lot of them. But as you can see, you can examine stuff throughout the area. You'll probably see me doing it a lot, because I can't exactly remember where everything is. But you can find chips and things like that in the overworld by examining them. I don't really think there's anything to find in this area. But I believe there is in the next area. That's the wrong area. This is the same. I forgot the school has 2 doors for each classroom. Is it this one? No, what? Where is it? I know there's something in the school. Maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, but I can show this off. This is the same type of blackboard that's in your classroom 5A. Someone jammed chalk into the port, so you can't jack in. Yeah, see, like I said, there's a lot of places where you just can't jack in. Where it'll, like, you could somewhere else, but you can't in something that's exactly the same. So let's go to the park and meet up with our friends. Everyone's here, Land. No, they're not. There's no one there. You're completely alone. Mega Man, you crazy. Yeah, what time do you want to chat? What is this? A cowboy? Sorry if I'm intruding on something. I'm producer of the DNN Density News Network. I said I wasn't going to read this, but here I am. DNN, the TV station? Are you going to make me a TV star or something? I knew it. This day would come. But even still, I need a little time to prepare myself. Right. Anyway, if I might continue. We're sponsoring a competition to find the top net battler. This is the first real story element of the game here. It's called the N1 Grand Prix. The preliminaries are being held in ACDC Square today. Why don't you all give it a shot? Us? In the preliminaries? You mean I've been scouted? The finals will be broadcast nationwide. The preliminaries could be your first step to stardom. Look at the time, registration will start soon, so if you're interested, just jack in and go to ACDC Square. You better hurry. Ciao. So yes, this is the first real story element of the game. It's a tournament which will become pretty standard for Mega Man Battle Network games. As he was saying, there's the preliminaries in ACDC Square. That is on the net, and I will show you how to get there in one moment if I can get past all of these guys. All the text. Sorry, I don't like reading the text. I've played through this game a ton. Like, I've played through this game at least 5 or 6 times, completely. So the text has become kind of pointless to me. I know where everything is. Oh, I can show this off though. You can jack in. So I'm gonna have to change that. Change that after this vid. I have L and R set to the wrong buttons. So yes, here's another area you can jack into, and just like always, there's a single blue mystery data. Here we are at our house. This isn't something you can actually jack into, but right now I can't for some reason. Here's Land's mom. I believe that's the only thing you can actually jack into in the entire house, is this, and you can't do it right away. Not counting the actual computer here. So we just got an email. I'm starting. He's just saying the preliminaries have already started. So here we get to the actual net. So ACDC Square, this is going back to what I was talking about, how like the internet is just not as easy to use apparently in the future. ACDC Square, the place they were talking about, is a homepage for a website. In order to get there, you have to travel along the net, but you actually have to travel the net. Like, look at this. I am walking along the net. How is this fast? Like, 56K would be faster than this. And look at this. You're frequently getting attacked by viruses. Like, honestly, how frequently do you get attacked by viruses? Like, how frequently does your computer get attacked by viruses? Like, right now. If this is like a common occurrence, you need to do something. Clearly something is wrong when you're always getting attacked by viruses. So I'm probably not going to be able to get a counter hit on both of these enemies here. In fact, I'm not even going to get them on him because I attacked too early. Nope. There's a way you can do it where... yeah, and I actually lost my chip there. There's a way you can do it with these enemies where if you attack right as they're attacking and it kills them, and ends the battle, you'll actually get the counter hit and take no damage, but it's very difficult to do and it's not really worth trying, in my opinion. Okay, so from here I'll probably just be cutting most of the battles in AC/DC, since those are the only two enemies you'll really see here. Oh, this is green mystery data. Green mystery data is random. It can be money, it can be chips. Very rarely will it be anything rare, but that's green mystery data. Alright, just like I said, I cut that battle out. There's a guard chip. It's one of two chips you can get from Metoirs. Not a very useful chip in my opinion. I don't really like using it. In fact, I don't think either of the chips you get from Metoirs are that useful. Some more green mystery data over here. There's a new enemy you can find in this area. It's a rare enemy, though. It is not, however, these two enemies, so I will see you after this battle. That one didn't take very long. 3 seconds. Here's the other chip you get from Metoir's Shockwave. I might show that off, I don't know. If nothing else, I'll be showing off a variation of it later. There's a much better version of that chip you don't get until very, very late in the game. But over here... Oh, another battle? Nope, just more Metoirs. Be right back, guys. So here is an S ranking. I actually beat both of those Metoirs in one hit, and I did it very quickly, so I got an S ranking. S ranking usually gets you more, how should I put it, rarer chip codings. Like Shockwave J, the J code you pretty much have to S rank to get. There's certain chip codes you can only get if you S rank enemies with them, so it's not going to be... Oh, copy damage. It's not a big deal right now, since it's very difficult to S rank anyways, just with your folder. But later I will probably be building a folder that's specifically just made to clear out as many enemies on screen at once. It's not a very competitive folder, but it's just the folder I use for that. So this is a net trader. He's someone you can buy things from. You can buy HP and chips from him. One of the chips I'm going to want to grab from him is Recover 30, so I can put that in. Ah. Stupid Xbox controller. And your terrible, terrible D-pad. Let's just go ahead and do that. Set everything by ID, and let's go. Oh, more normal enemies. And I can't even really show you an S ranking because I can't do it with these chips. So I'll be right back after this one. Yeah, nothing interesting in that one. Just a little more money for me. Money will be very important in this game because, as you saw there, in order to increase your health, you have to basically buy it in most places. You can find HP upgrades in other areas. I mean, in like mystery data like this. But generally, the majority of it is going to come from being bought. And every time you buy an HP memory from a trader, the oh, look at this! I can use my whole whole set of chips right here. Anytime you buy HP from a trader, it increases the price for the next one. So this is a new enemy, a bunny. Very difficult to get a counter hit on. I don't like bunnies. Yeah, I missed. Let's see if I get his chip, though. Yes, I do. Zap Ring 1. It's an okay chip. Generally, the level 3 is much, much better. It travels pretty slowly, it does a little bit of damage, but it also paralyzes enemies briefly. So it can be an okay combo chip. I don't use it very frequently. A lot of these low-level chips I just don't use very frequently. I'll just go ahead and show this battle since I was gonna say since it shouldn't take too long, but then it does. But now would be a good time to point out there's a reason I set this chip to standard. Although now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have. Success counter hit. It will, depending on what chips you use and how you use those chips, it affects the game later. a very specific thing. It's not for a while, but what it affects is very important. And now that I think about it, what I'm actually setting that chip and what it would cause me to get, I'm not actually certain that's the one I want. I might change that later, but for the time being, I'm going to go back to cutting these battles because they're not very interesting in my opinion. So I'll be right back, guys. That one took far longer than it should have, at almost 20 seconds. But I still got a pretty high busting level because I actually defeated both enemies at the same time. Yeah, that's another weird thing about this game. Even if you take kind of a long time, as long as you defeat all the enemies at the same time and take no damage, you'll still get a relatively high busting level. Yep, again, not going to be able to take out everyone at once, so I'll be right back. Yeah, as you can see, I did it faster there and I still took no damage, but lower busting level because I did not KO both enemies at the same time. KO. I'm thinking of Pokemon again. So, finally, after almost a half hour, here we are in AC/DC Square. Look how long it took me to get here. That is some bad internet connection right there. It should not have taken me this long. But I'm going to cut it right here before we start the preliminaries, because this part's getting kind of long. So, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Pink Reaper, signing out.